Hey guys, I'm live. Just waiting for some people to tune in here. Uh, Today is oh my yeah, I'm gone. Alright, today's not a good day. Basically there was a case of assault that I am not happy about. So we're gonna give everyone a couple minutes to go in here and then we'll get this started because I got a lot to say. Hope everyone's having a great day though. Because it's important to have a good day. You gotta take care of yourself. I'm gonna text some people about the stream here. We are going to give this a few minutes, and then we'll start reading the article, and then I'll bring some people on. Hey, Keshana, how you doing? Good to see you. I guess we should start reading now because there's people in here. Let me just text Jim real quick. So basically, what's going to happen, Keshana, is I'm going to read the article, and then you're just going to you can come on then. I see another person in the chat. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Oh, it's Jim. Hey, how you doing? So yeah, Jim and Keshana, I'm going to read the article, and then you guys are going to come on and react to this. But let's get started here. Peoria man with autism allegedly assaulted on a school bus. Sammy Alford's parents say that he was struck by the family member of another student. On Monday morning, Sammy Alford was on a hold on. Was on a yeah, me too, Kashana. Sammy Alford was on a Peoria school bus when he was allegedly struck by the family member of another student. Alford, who is a nonverbal 20-year-old with autism, occasionally experiences episodes, a term used when a person with autism might misbehave or is stressed. His parents say that the that during the one that occurred that day led to a violent altercation with a 69-year-old man. Alfred attends ACCEL Peoria campus for individuals with developmental disabilities. Scott Alford, Sammy Alford's dad, said that he watched the surveillance video from the bus that showed the incident as it happened. He was yelling obscenities, he was being offensive, he was being threatening, said Scott Alford. From the moment he got in the bus, it was a negative interaction with my son. Peoria police officials said that at the time, the bus driver attempted to calm Sammy Alford when another passenger was boarding the bus. A relative of the passenger allegedly also boarded and became aggressive. Scott Alford said that while watching the surveillance provided the school district. Hey Jeremy, you can come on after I read this article, okay? He noticed the suspect getting on and off the bus 3 times before allegedly assaulting Sammy Alford. The Maricopa County Attorney's Office has been notified of the case and is possibly looking into pressing charges against the man. I really hope that happens. The family is hoping that the school district will work with them to ensure that Sammy Alford feels safe as he rides the bus in the future. And feeling safe is very important for that. 12 News attempted to make contact with the suspect, who declined to be interviewed. Alright, so I'm going to let people on with their reaction to this. It's very interesting to see. Jeremy, you can come on, buddy.
Hello.
How are you?
Hey, I'm alright.
That's good. I'm sure we share a mutual frustration here.
Yeah, I I'm actually playing choices yet again.
Oh,
Um,
you are? Hey,
yeah,
Jeremy, do you want to come on to the stream? You just click the link, buddy.
I when I read that article, I was like, what the heck? Like, seriously, this is what we randomly attack.
What's up? I think I lost you. Jeremy, how you doing?
Doing good.
What are your thoughts on this?
On what?
So basically, there was a autistic adult in Arizona who was assaulted on a bus by a random
It was a
stranger. Have you heard of
what kind of
this?
assault? Like a physical assault?
Like he was having a meltdown, and the person didn't appreciate it and punched him right in the nose.
Hey, that's mean.
It's horrible. I'm not genuinely pissed about a lot of things, but I am about that.
I mean, I just got off the phone with an autistic friend of mine.
Mhm.
Here's the thing. I can tell you right now, government has never been on our side
No, they
in
haven't.
Hello.
anything. Hey, Kai.
Hey.
It's crazy. 'Cause it gets it gets to the point where like they might not press charges on this guy, and like that's assault. Like, how are you not gonna press charges, right?
I mean, you have these people out
It's like
here,
I said, the government never was on our side.
Hmm.
right? Because it's
Because
like,
guess
what?
what?
Well, here's my problem with this, right? My problem is in general, why aren't people patient? Like, it just doesn't make like reading this, it makes my blood boil because this goes against everything that I know to be a human being, right? Like, I'm a teacher, like I'm very patient, I'm very compassionate, I take my time with a lot of stuff, and I get when people are a little slow or have those meltdowns, but like, even if you don't get it, can't you just show like the basic decency, right?
Yeah. Like you're not showing common decency if you're just gonna randomly attack a kid out of nowhere. I mean, I don't know why the kid was
And
attacked, and the
Man, that
thing
makes me upset.
and
Like
the
I'm gonna
thing
tell you
is
right
that
now.
made another thing that made me upset was
I'm
that
sorry,
another
go ahead.
kid.
I'm sorry, Jeremy, you can go ahead, buddy. What's
I'm
up?
sorry.
It's all good, Kai.
I'm sorry about that, guys. But if this was yeah, I can tell you right now, I was in a situation like that one time before. Want me to tell
Mhm.
you what I did?
What'd you do?
See, if I knew the law wasn't gonna have my back in the situation, I basically, when somebody attacked me in a building, guess what? Before
You
he
defend
finished,
yourself, right?
I defended myself. But then next thing you know, he tried to come in and finish me off. I took and
Mhm.
I just threw him out the window and he landed on a bush.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
So
gotta
some
say,
autistic people have tendencies to get violent.
right, right, and that and
But
that's the
the thing
thing.
is, it's not our fault. It's not our fault though.
Right, it's not our
Maybe if
fault.
maybe if the government would not be putting out a bunch of false ass shit about us, we wouldn't be so angry.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I know I'd be less angry than I already am.
Oh, and by the way, on Facebook, okay, I gotta post this on YouTube. But see, there's a special needs agency that I've been dealing with for 8 freaking years,
Okay.
and they always want to tell lies to everybody's families that's in the agency that I'm bad this, I'm bad that. And then they want
Right.
to break up friendships that I was
Yeah,
in, then
because
break up relationships I was in as well.
mhm.
Oh, trust me, I'm gonna post this. I
Hi, Sarah. Would
swear
you
to
like to join the
God.
live stream, Sarah? If you want to join the live stream, just click on the link,
I
the
think
StreamYard
I
link.
think I think the bottom
Hey
line is,
Sarah.
hey, I think
Um,
I think the bottom line is all of this comes from a stem of like misrepresentation, just everything. It boils down to the fact that there are all these people out here thinking they know anything and everything about us, when literally they don't even come and consult us. They sit there and say, "Oh well, you're this, you're no, just shut up, because you
mhm.
don't know their experience." Like I've been told many times, too many times, "No, you're not autistic. You're not this." Well, shut up, because you don't know my experience. You don't know nothing about it.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
like it's kind of getting to the point where like people who like consider what autism is, it's like the people in like special education classrooms, and there's nothing bad about that at all,
right,
but it's
right,
just like so much more broad than that.
right. I
Oh,
mean,
Um,
people latch
yeah,
on
what's
to
up?
the fact
I'm sorry,
that
Jeremy, you can go. What's up?
no, sorry.
something came something actually came to mind when you
Okay.
said that.
Hmm.
Remember how there was an autistic boy that got arrested by the police and he
Yes.
was put in
Yes.
prison for 2 years for something he didn't do?
Yes.
Guess what? I was sick and that police would want to just resort to putting us in prison.
Hmm. Jeremy,
And
I have a question. And Kai too. So I know you guys are both black. So my question is like we know there's difference in police behavior with people of color, right? Do you
Mm-hmm.
think there's a difference in police behavior for people with autism as well, or like people with
Yeah. Okay.
disabilities?
I'm
heck
gonna I'm gonna I'm
yeah.
gonna I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with
Okay.
you. So
Cause
the
see,
thing is,
cause see when cause see
I'm sorry.
when
We can
Spindle
go
Top.
Kai first. Can we go Kai first and then you? Okay.
yeah.
Go ahead, Kai.
So the thing is, with the police department, they are part of the government. They are within the government system as a whole. They are taught
Hmm.
that if you see a threat, you must stop it at any means possible. With people of color, there's been this systematic racism, systematic, oppression,
Hmm.
systematic injustice, because they've been trained to see that we are not on equal footing as they are. That's how they
Right.
see it. And then with people who are also disabled, I'm splitting this in two ways. You have people of color and people with disabilities. I'm not excluding any of them.
Right. Right.
People who are disabled, they were already seen as a burden on their families and whatever. And it's this constant historical systematic oppression that continues to happen within society, and society feeds into it because that's what they believe and that's what they've been believing for generations and generations. Now, if you have a person of color
Right.
and they are disabled, they already have two strikes against them. For one, they're African American. Two, they're disabled. Society
Hmm.
already has this huge, gigantic idea about how, oh well, if you're disabled, well, you mean little to nothing to us because we don't want to accommodate you. We don't want to accommodate your needs, whatever. The police have been trained again and again systematically that this is how it's supposed to go. Yes, there's been quote unquote improvements, but no, I have
Sound
not seen
quality is
any
not very.
improvements. It's bad both ways. It's
All
a
right. What do
lose-lose
you think about that,
situation.
Jeremy? I'm sorry.
When it came to Spindletop calling the police on me, okay, I had just left Spindletop from taking care of some business, But thing
Mhm.
is, they would always call the police on me because they thought I would be trespassing and stuff. Like, it wasn't just two police officers, it was a group of them. Like,
Right.
I was literally freaking terrified.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Cause see, something 10% of me that was peaceful was telling me stand down,
But
do
you were
not
going in
engage.
like fight or flight mode right at that point, right?
But then the 90% of me that was raging and upset
Mhm.
just wanted to just fight back. And then I found out my former psychologist called the cops on me. All because of what somebody said about
That's
me that
horrible.
wasn't true. And the thing is, and when my
Oh, that
former
sucks.
psychologist did that, I wanted to bust him in the face. I
Because
still
of that anger,
do.
right? Mm.
Yeah, I still do.
Yeah,
But
it's really
Spindletop
unfortunate.
thinks Spindletop thinks they could just get away with shit and keep getting away with stuff. No. Uh-uh. No.
Well, yeah,
I'm
that's a
fighting
good
back
point.
I'm fighting back against this. I
Mhm.
don't give a damn what they say.
Me neither. Yeah. Yeah, and that's it's really crazy how like there were some assholes who founded this country 500 years ago, and it's still like part of our society. It's wild, like how people don't change. Um, like if you consider like us three, we're probably in like the top 1% of most accepting people. It's just wild.
Hey,
I
I
mean,
wanted to know if you guys wanted to like talk about the article more in depth, because what I paid
Yeah.
attention to is the language in the article.
Okay.
They used
Yeah.
episodes. They used misbe like not written, not even the first sentence, like the first paragraph. And I'm like, you didn't already screw it up because you didn't already just run against us by using ableist language. You know,
That's a good point. So I'm actually gonna go to that real quick. Let's see. So it does use the words like misbehave and
mm-hmm,
episode and meltdown and all that, which are
right,
accurate terms, but like there are better ways to say them. So do you
right.
agree with that, Jeremy? Because there is some like neurotypical language in there.
Mm-hmm. I
yes, there
mean,
is neurotypical language in there.
because I noticed that right off the bat. Like as soon as you made the post on Instagram, I was like, let me reread it again because I'm not really agreeing to
That's a
that.
fair point.
You know,
I mean,
it says nonverbal 20-year-old with autism experiences episode misbehave. But like, please fix your language use, please, because you didn't already screwed up right there by using episodes. No, it's called meltdowns. Please, someone like reread that article and edit it because that right there is just straight up BS. Like for real.
You do have a point.
I noticed that right off the bat after the mention of like
To be
um I think it froze.
Nope, we're good. So I overlooked that at first because to be fair, there was a lot worse words that they could have used. Like when it comes because it was written by a neurotypical, the language isn't that
Exactly.
bad. It's not
I
that bad.
mean,
It could be a whole lot worse.
yeah,
So
it could have been worse. I mean, I just paid attention to like how they structure the language. Like you can tell what's written by an autistic person and what's not written by an autistic person, because
That's very
that's
true.
like very like distinctive language use. Because I read between the lines when I'm reading these articles, like that doesn't fit there, that doesn't fit there, because it's like you're not trying to police tones here. You're not trying to say, oh, you must use this or you're not. No, we try to be mindful about what is being said, what terminology is used, and what terminology is accepted, because certain words aren't accepted and certain words are. I'm not trying to police free speech or whatever. I'm not trying to police, who can use what language and who can identify with whatever.
Hmm.
It's just the mindfulness of like,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
well, that's one of the things that, because I'm going to be a teacher, so like I have to be very careful with my language.
yeah,
Because even stuff that like doesn't seem offensive can be. Um, and they spent a good deal of that in class, like talking about that, just that specific area. Um, and to be honest, I think like a misuse of language is part of the main problem that's going on here. But
yeah.
what terrifies me is that he has a family member with special needs. Like
I think the other guy did the
the
60.
the suspect has a family member with special needs, and I can't imagine what happens to that guy. Um,
Yeah, because I
like
I
that's the
didn't.
part that I'll probably have trouble sleeping tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I didn't even read that part. Like I was like, I just read the
Yeah,
part
it's
where
in a different article, but they go into
uh,
it.
that's crazy. Like you think,
Horrifying.
and that's another thing that upsets me is that people think hitting people is like a way to teach them. Like, are you
Right.
serious right now? Like, no, I'm not trying to get on that subject, but
And the guy was 69 years old, so like he grew up in, I think it was the 60s, if I'm doing my math correctly. So they did stuff a lot differently than they do today.
I mean, this is why I advocate. This is why I write my stories, because I need people to open their eyes and open their ears. Because right now we're going on blind and deaf fate right now. Because
Hmm.
no one is actually. It's the cycle. Like I said earlier in this meeting, it's this continuous historical cycle that's gonna continue to happen unless someone actually stands up here and make a change. I see no change happening. I don't know if that's a true statement or not, but from my standing, from my perspective, I'm seeing very little
Hey
change.
guys, I'm about to get going. You guys, parents are
Well,
really
okay.
calling me.
I would like, Jeremy, I would like your thoughts on that though. Like, there was some like neurotypical and ableist language in there. Do you think that's part of the problem for what happened?
9 times out of 10, it basically is
Okay. Any reason for that? Like any reason why?
because they just don't. I mean, they just don't want to see any autistic people successful. That's all that is.
Well, I think they do. I just think they take their anger out on us, like on people who are different. Like it's not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily our autism.
Better get going. I better get going.
Okay, I do have one question for you, Jeremy. Will you be available for the next collab?
Yeah,
Here, okay. Message me your Instagram. Okay.
but
What is your Instagram, by the way?
here it comes. I'm about to put it in a private chat.
Okay. Cause I'll get in contact with you about that. Okay.
All right,
All right, Jeremy. Thanks for coming on.
you too.
I'll see you soon. All right. Anyone else want to come on, share their thoughts on this? Because this is really messed up. Oh, sorry, you're gonna go. Okay. Now, that part about the family member with special needs is just mind-boggling. Because what happens, like what happens at home? I definitely do think this is a bigger problem, though, because this, it might not have been intentional, but it's. I mean, either way, it's inexcusable whether you're neurotypical or not. And the kid couldn't defend himself too. That's the thing. The guy was talking to another, like a parent with autism, and he explained, "Are you seeing me? I logged in." No, I'm not seeing you. Hold on a sec. Um, just did you click join the stream, JJ or Jim? You're letting me face. All right, hey guys, I'm with Jim here. We're doing this online on the phone. So Jim, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. I know you did a video on this, but just what would I mean, I know you're disgusted, obviously, and rightfully so.
Yes, I did. Yeah. When I heard the story, it was on Channel 12, and that's the only of all the news outlets, and there's a lot of news outlets. That's the only channel that decided to put it out there. It's very sad.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's what they did.
Yeah,
it's. What happened is that. Wait here. Let's see. Yeah. What happened is that. I heard about it, and it touched me. It's like I have to share this. It was unbelievable that I couldn't believe something like that actually happened. And it happens to be the same school. He was on the bus, at least going to the same school that JJ goes to. So that was very upsetting to me too. Like it's the same school. So when I heard about it, I thought I read about it, tried to get as much detail as I could. Of course, you don't get all the information like you should. There's probably things missing in the story that none of us really know. I mean,
right.
Was this old guy? Does he have Alzheimer's? Is it something loose there? But no matter what, it's just not a good excuse to go up on a bus for an innocent kid who's strapped in a harness to a seat.
Yeah.
Can't even get out of the seat.
Well, let's talk about the harness for a minute, because that's an important point in this story. So correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're in a harness, you can't defend yourself. Is that right?
Right. Once you're in the harness, you cannot get out of the seat. That's the purpose of this harness, to secure the child into the seat, because JJ wears a harness because he's been known to get up out of the seat while the bus was moving, and it's a safety thing for everybody on the bus and for JJ. So
yeah,
everybody secures him to the seat.
And unfortunately, that backfired in this situation, which is really sad. Someone used something to keep people safe and used it as an advantage. So and what horrified me was the fact that he had a special needs person in his house. So I mean, you could make the argument that he was having a bad day, but I mean, everyone has bad days, and
they say it's a relative, So is he the dad? Is he an uncle? Is he, does he live with this kid?
Well,
no.
Whatever is the case, I hope that person is far away.
Yeah. I mean, if he treats, pretty much like a stranger, like he did with that kid Sammy, just imagine what he might do with his own family members,
Now, did you know Sammy personally? Had you?
Not.
Okay.
I did not. I just saw the story and I thought, it's got to get out there. People got to hear about this.
Well, it's really sad.
One channel, not very many people are hearing about it.
Yeah, and it's really sad that only one channel was able to do this. Like this stuff should be national news. Like someone punching a defenseless child. It's like, yeah, I hope he gets charges. I mean, if there's something wrong with him, which there probably is, like in his brain, they'll probably get him some medication, which should be fair. He deserves. I'm equal rights for everyone on that kind of mentality. But if he's totally okay, anger management, yeah. Which I mean, they provide anger management in jail, so well.
No, I don't know. Maybe I'm assuming that maybe the relative of his was was getting on the bus, or because okay, here's the thing: is the bus it was the morning route, so the bus stopped somewhere to pick up another child.
Okay.
And at that point, Sammy was having a meltdown or an outburst or whatever term you want to use it. Just a typical autism thing. It happens, and just got to give him some time. Bus driver was calming him down, but I guess this guy thought, go up there and take care of the situation. Just headed up on the bus, which was pretty messed up.
Yeah, I feel like there has to be some sort of restrictions for that, especially if you're dealing with like special needs kids. Like you can't just let anyone on the bus, because they might.
You wouldn't think so. The guy probably just went on there. I don't know. You see, it's the thing is we don't know the story. We don't know the whole story.
And I mean, when you look at it, sure, it's extremely cruel, but at the same time, it's a very bizarre situation. So there's a lot to unpack there.
Just affected me. I thought, oh my gosh, I've got a guy just go up there and punch a kid like that.
Have you?
In my mind, I can't even imagine something like that happening.
Right.
I can imagine all my feelings if it was JJ.
Yeah.
What happened to him? I would be, oh my god.
I mean, any reasonable parent would want to would want full justice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. And I like with the dad, how he said,
yeah,
he feels all those feelings. He's bad, but he's choosing not to be mad. He's choosing to be, kind or whatever. Because if you're kind, it just goes around, positivity instead of negativity.
It takes a really special person to do that.
Yeah.
So have you has he provided any thoughts or?
No. This happened kind of later in the night.
Uh-huh.
I didn't really have any details on it at the time, so I didn't talk to JJ about it. I'll talk to him today. I don't think it'll really sink in. I'm not sure if he'll really understand. That's the thing. But I will talk to him, see what kind of reaction I get out of him.
Well, we were talking a couple of days ago, and I know you mentioned how he does interpret things extremely well, but he just doesn't communicate them. So I'm sure he'll have a lot to think about it.
Yeah, I mean, he understands things, even though you're thinking, okay, he's not even listening, but maybe later that day or later that week, he'll bring up something that you talk to him about. Like, whoa, he did listen. He understands.
Yeah, that's really cool. Because the brain is totally unaffected with autism. It's just like how to pronounce that. Well, I mean, I guess it is affected in some ways, but the main disability is the outside, so to speak. So, okay, well, I'm gonna. Do you have any final thoughts on this? Just like a closing message, basically.
I hope that the family is to get something in place to restrict people from just getting on the bus.
Yes.
Somehow. I don't know what that might be, but that's important. Just you just can't let somebody on the bus who doesn't belong on the bus.
Yeah.
It could only cause problems. It could be bad.
That's right. Like really, nothing good comes from it. Because you guys are able to perfectly assess JJ without getting on the bus yourself, right?
Yeah.
So just no good that will come out of that.
Yeah, and the bus driver and assistant, they're experts. They deal with these things all the time, especially at the school. Cell, that's what they deal with all disabled children, and they know how to diffuse the situation when it happens.
Well,
so
that would be really interesting. Yeah, well, that would be really interesting to get like the bus driver's perspective on it. Yeah, no doubt.
Awesome. But you know what? As hopefully more news will come out, so we hear more. I'll share it with you what I find out. I'll share it with all my followers and subscribers. I'll post something on my vlogs on Facebook and YouTube. So
yeah. Well, thank you very much for coming in, and I love that you did that video. Like that raw reaction was very beneficial to a lot of people. So everyone watching in the chat, please subscribe to JJ's Autistic Journey. They're a wonderful YouTube channel that makes that basically shows the daily life of a neurotypical father and his autistic son. It's very sweet. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Thanks. You're welcome.
Nice words.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go, and we'll see if anyone else wants to come on.
You guys.
All right. Thank you, Jim.
Bye-bye.
That's crazy, guys. Yeah, it's really cool to have someone that's like in that area talk about this, and the person went to the same school as his son. So does anyone else want to come on and share their thoughts? If you do, I'm going to post the link because I think people have a lot to say about this, and rightfully so. I know. Usually my streams are about 40 minutes, but we can go longer anytime. Had to help with something. Okay, Kai, are you back on? Because maybe you could come back on if you want. You're more than welcome to. I'm gonna call a couple people, see if they wanna share their thoughts. Who's on here, by the way? I know there are 4 people watching. So would you mind like saying your channels and all that? I just want to know who my watchers are. I'm just calling someone real quick, see if they want to hop on.
Appreciate that.
Well, he didn't want to come on. That's quite all right. Okay, Shauna, if you want to come on, you can try again by all means. Otherwise, I might end the stream here pretty shortly. But it's just sad to watch. Like whenever you hear those things, like even if he is taking his anger out and it's not intentional, it's still like, I mean, like why would he do that on a special needs bus too? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the reason why I think there's ill intent going on here. I'm gonna text a couple people, see if they want to come on. Well, I hope you guys learned a very important lesson from this, which is that you can't do that stuff to people because that's going to backfire massively, especially in a community like this. Hey, you want to just do the stream on here?
Hello.
Do you just want to do the stream here? I got you live right now.
You're live?
Yeah, I got you on right now.
It's just, I just feel like the ableism and racism needs to stop because it's just absolutely ridiculous.
The question is, will it ever end? Because it's been going on for 500 years, you know?
I mean, it's just, what can we do now as a society? How can we, as a society, now, instead of trying to go back to the past, how can we improve things now so it doesn't affect the next few generations?
Right.
How can we improve stuff now so we can actually make change?
Well, what do you think? I'm curious on your thoughts.
The article?
No, what do you I'd like to hear your answer to the question.
What was the question?
What can we do to end the racism and the ableism?
We can start by learning to accept one another, learning to overcome differences. I don't have the exact answer, but we need to form unity. We need to stop going at each other's throats. We need to stop, fighting. The neurotypicals included. Neurotypicals and, neurodivergent people need to figure out something so that, I'm calling everybody out on their BS. I don't care who you are. I don't care who's listening. All I know is that every single person that needs to be called out for their BS is going to get called out.
Right. And to be fair, I think that's all of us.
I mean, if you say you're a good person, you have good intentions, and you're constantly, being seen as doing this racist thing, then you need to step up to the plate and hold yourself accountable instead of saying, oh, well, I only did that one. No. Hold yourself accountable for your stupid mistake and move on. Right. And call yourself out.
And that's what it needs.
I'll do it for you. I'll call you on your BS for you. I have no problem doing that.
Yeah, and really that's what this guy needs.
People suppressed and oppressed because they want to vote or they want to, do something. Quit infantilizing disabled people, seeing them as fucking children because they're adults, first off. Mm-hmm. Second of all, stop coming to neurotypical schools before you come to neurodivergent people. Right. Come to us for the source. Don't go to stupid autism speaks or like nasty, disgusting, filthy, slimy ABA therapy. Don't do that. I'm sick and tired of fighting. I'm done fighting. I'm done explaining myself. I'm tired. Yeah. I'm at my wit's end. I'm sick of talking about it. I'm sick of fighting about it. Something needs to change, or we're just gonna be in this continuous cycle. And I don't think that's very long either. Either you are going to make change and step up to the plate and make action do, or you're just gonna keep talking about it and it's gonna keep happening. Step up to the plate. Do what you say you're going to do. Stop being a hypocrite. I'm calling everybody out on their BS. I don't care. I might as well do a live. I'm calling everybody out on their BS. I don't care who you are. It needs to stop. I'm sick of fighting. I'm done fighting. I'm done asking to be accepted. I'm sick of it. Either we're going to form unity or it's just going to be the divided states of America. One of the two. You can't have both.
You're right about that.
I'm just going to straight up.
Well,
I'm sick of people saying, doing one thing and saying, no, you can't have a both ways. Pick one. Pick your battle because I'm not picking it for you.
I think it's important to realize that, basically we're all imperfect, right? Like we all make mistakes. So technically, if you want to call the BS out, you're calling it. Well, let me say something. So you're calling it out on everyone, right? And including yourself. Like Like there's some BS that you've done, and that's okay because we've all done that, right? Now the difference between the good people and bad people is good people stand up for their actions and try their best to make a change, and bad people don't. It's as simple as that. Now, is this guy a good person? He might be. I don't know. Because it's not about the actions that you do, because we all mess up. It's about what you do in order to change that, right? So this guy could be a very good person and just had a bad day and just let his anger get the best of them. You know what? If he accepts the consequences and he doesn't do that again and he apologizes and does all that, then we're good.
I've been holding my tongue. Like, I'm about to start speaking up about stuff. If you don't like it, you can kiss my butt. Because I'm sick and tired of it.
Okay, do you think that,
I'm sick and tired of my family keep on saying you're not autistic, you're not this, you can shut up because you don't know what you're talking about. You can absolutely shut up.
What do you think about my point, though?
I'm just sick of the fighting. I'm sick of neurotypicals coming at neurodivergent thoughts, and I'm sick of us as neurodivergent people coming at each other's thoughts because not trying to anger the whole situation with Paige and Evan and this whole autistic live stream. That crap should not have happened. From day one, it should have been Mark Rober doing his freaking research.
But well, see, I think Mark Rober did his research, but that's another argument. The point that I'm trying to make is like, okay, it shouldn't have happened, yes, but it did happen. It's already done. Like that's over. We can't change that. But what can we change? And there's a lot we can change, but we can't change the past.
We can change ourselves. We can start by changing who we are. We can start by.
And I've already made that change, and I'm sure you've already made that change. So it's like one person at a time.
I mean, I'm starting to move away from stereotypes. I already moved away from stereotypes. I mean, it's just trying to educate uneducated folks about it, and them just blowing it off like it's no big deal. We are the ones who make up this society. We are the ones who make up the generations and future generations. And if you think you can try and off us, meaning basically exterminate us from the next few generations, you got another thing coming because it ain't happening.
Well, I think it's important to let everyone know that it is okay to be unintelligent about this and not know about this. And the reason I say that is because you can't know everything. Like there are some things that I have no clue on. Like racism, for instance, I can't experience this. So with that being said, I think it's important to let people know that it's okay, and maybe then they'll start reaching out to us because they'll know that it's.
I'm not saying people can't make mistakes. People make mistakes all the time, but if you're gonna continue to, tell someone that they're not bad, they're whatever, you have no right to do that. I mean, I had this quote-unquote autism mom, which I'm starting to hate that term because you don't define your child's autism. Your autism defines your child, and if you can't accept that, then...
Well, I think we all control our own destiny when it comes to how we view this. So I think it's the other way around, actually. Like we do define our autism. Well, I'd say it's both, actually, because, I mean, obviously autism defines us, but we also define our autism. So.
There's both ways. It's just the parent will step their boundaries when it comes to actually autistic people.
I get what you're saying.
Well, you're not like my child. What are we supposed to do when they're hating themselves and stuff? Well, for one, you never know at some point. We may not be diagnosed as quote-unquote severely autistic, which I dislike that with a passion because it's not severe autism, it's just autistic. And
well, it's important to understand the levels. Well, Kishana, I think I'm gonna let you go here. I think I'm gonna sign off on the stream.
Yeah.
But
I think I might make a live anytime soon.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. By the way, guys, everyone watching, subscribe to Kishana Fleming. She's a good YouTuber who makes clarinet covers, and she's also on the spectrum. So you'll be supporting someone who represents us. Well, thank you very much for Kishana for coming on, and I'll give my final thoughts, and then we'll be done with this stream. So have a great day. All right, that was a great call in. So if no one else wants to call in, I'm gonna end this here. Basically, guys, it's okay to mess up. Like this guy messed up big time, but I'm not judging him on what he did. I'm going to judge him on how he's going to react to it and if he's going to change or not. Because really, that's what really defines someone. It's not about if you mess up; it's about what you do after you mess up. So, this guy committed a horrendous act, but if he accepts the consequences and doesn't do it again, then I'm cool with him. Pretty much it. See you guys.